If you think the grass is so green around the other side, be my guest. Go ahead, leave. Main event night 4 of a buy one, get one free extravaganza.
You are a WrestleMania main eventer.
Someone once told me the grass is much greener on the other side. Now, according to Ginger, the grass seems different but exactly the same. But if you're the voice of the voiceless, the Second City Saint, Chick Magnet, Chicago-made Punk, he went outside, touched the grass, and said that it was good, that it was evergreen. Praise be to our tribal chief. We thank you because CM Punk is finally going to main event WrestleMania. Yeah. But at what cost? And if this wasn't the favor, then what on earth could it possibly be? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of EK Wrestling. My name is Brandon. There are so many questions that need to be answered, so many feelings that we are feeling. Without further ado, let's get on into it. It is official. Not only are we getting CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but it is closing the show. I'm sure WWE will confirm the placement soon enough, but we can all pretty much safely assume that this is gonna main event night 1. And Cody Rhodes versus John Cena is gonna main event night 2. After Cena's heel turn, there was no doubt that his match was gonna be the headline attraction. But WrestleMania isn't a one-night show anymore. It's a stupendous 2-night extravaganza. So you had to book another attraction for the first night. This triple threat is just that. You've got 3 of the biggest superstars in WWE history clashing under the brightest lights. And despite what Dave Meltzer might think, these men have a lot of history together. This is basically the Shield triple threat match that we always wanted to happen at Mania. But since Moxley is too busy eating nails for breakfast without any milk, Punk is the perfect person to fill that role, considering that he was the guy who created the Shield. It's a, I brought you into this world and I'm gonna take you out of it type of situation. But then there's all this animosity that Seth and Punk have for one another. Paul Heyman was CM Punk's wise man before he was Roman's. Obviously, you've got the deep contempt between Roman and Seth. Seth being responsible for Roman becoming who he is today. And as a long-time CM Punk fan, ever since I first saw him on Sci-Fi, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, through all the ups and downs, he's finally getting his Mania main event. You could feel the weight of those tears, that raw emotion. This being the accolade that has eluded him throughout his entire career. Yeah, I was pushing for him to win the Rumble and headline night 2, but main eventing night 1 is still main eventing WrestleMania. And if he's happy, I'm happy for him. There is a lot of meat on the bone with this match. And given the caliber of star power with these performers, it makes all the sense in the world for this to be the night 1 main event. With that being said, I can still empathize and understand why a lot of fans are feeling underwhelmed by this announcement. Unfortunately, I am perennially online, so I've seen a lot of the chatter going around. First things first, this wasn't the only triple threat match that could have closed the show. Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley are 3 of the very best wrestlers in the entire company. Top tier talent that deserve to be showcased. A lot of people that I follow on Twitter wanted that to be the main event instead. My favorite Unk, Steven Larson, did too. And I get why. Have you seen how much the ladies have been carrying WWE and AEW lately? Doing the very best work of their careers and outperforming most of the men. Women's wrestling deserves more TV time, quality storytelling, and main events. The Hollywood ending absolutely should have main evented AEW Revolution. But respectfully, I don't think the Women's World title match should main event over Punk Rollins Reigns. The pseudo Shield triple threat match is just too big of an attraction to stick in the middle or opening of the card. However, I still appreciate and empathize with the sentiment. I'm excited for the second Evolution PLE this summer, but we still need more women's matches on this Mania card and the other major shows throughout the year. And furthermore, if this Women's World title match doesn't somehow lead to Bianca versus Rhea main eventing SummerSlam this year or WrestleMania 42 next year, then we're gonna need to have an honest conversation about Triple H as a booker. Speaking of his booking, we need to talk about this WrestleMania build. As a whole, the build has been
a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
okay, maybe not that bad, but it doesn't feel like WrestleMania season. Triple H, are you waiting to get back to the States to heat things up? Are you too busy writing your Hall of Fame speech? Did we only have enough ideas to cover the last 2 weeks before the show? This has been one of the most inconsistent builds that I can remember, I'm not gonna lie. We go from peak to nothing happening for weeks on end. At Elimination Chamber, we had one of the greatest heel turns in pro wrestling history, but we had to wait over 2 weeks to get a response from Cena. And as of the recording of this video, he still hasn't mentioned anything about The Rock. Why hasn't Cody brought him up either? Now, with my luck, this will be addressed tonight on Raw, but it's still weird that we've had to wait this long for a proper explanation. We have 2 nights of Mania, but neither of the Royal Rumble winners are main eventing, nor do they have any business of main eventing this year, especially with how poorly their matches have been built. And I might be jumping the gun here, I know the rest of the undercards aren't finalized, but when more interesting singles matches are used to prop up a plethora of multi-man matches, this is feeling a lot more like WrestleMania 2000 instead of WrestleMania 41. I could be wrong, you tell me. All my grievances aside, I still think WWE can turn things around and get the hype train back going. They done it before, they just need to lock in. It's time to play the game, Hunter.
Time to play the game.
Call me crazy or a hopeless fool, but I believe the favor drama is exactly what we've been missing in this build. Roman's only been on TV 3 times since the Rumble, and yes, that includes the contract signing. You've got so much history with these men, but there's only so much you can do with just advertising future appearances. Now we're getting somewhere. Roman is no longer in control. Heyman's hiding something from him, but what is it? What is that damn favor? What could CM Punk possibly want more than main eventing WrestleMania? To me, there are only 2 things that make sense. One of the biggest criticisms that I've had of this match is that there's nothing on the line. Rarely do you get triple threat matches without any stakes. What if the winner gets a title shot? Anytime, any place, anywhere. Y'all know Punk wants to be world champion again. If he wins, does he get added to the night 2 main event? If Cena was still a face, I'd be for that 100,000%. But now that Cena's a heel and Cody wants revenge on him and The Rock, I think adding Punk would be a little bit overkill in all honesty. Save Punk versus Cena for a one-on-one match down the road, hopefully at Money in the Bank. Plus, why would you run such a dramatic cliffhanger if the favor is only becoming #1 contender? I know all 3 men want to become the undisputed champion. Whoever wins should be the de facto #1 contender anyway. You saw how Heyman and Roman reacted to what Punk said. That makes me think the favor is about Paul Heyman. Whether it's joint or sole custody, Punk wants his wise man back. And if that is indeed the favor, Roman's not gonna like that one bit at all. This is great. This is what we needed. Whatever the favor ends up being, I cannot wait to see what happens next. But that's enough yapping out of me for today. It's your turn to tag into the comment section. How did you feel about the contract signing? Are you happy with the main events for WrestleMania this year? What is that favor all about? Don't be shy. I want to know just how you feel, baby. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of EK Wrestling. I love you all, and I appreciate your support as always. Until next time, please remember that wrestling isn't just a love story. It's much more than that. It's hope. And in a world surrounded in hate, greed, violence, a world where closure may never come, we all know a place that has hot and cold hope on tap, for better or for worse. Take care, guys.